Welcome back to the channel, folks. It's a nice cool morning up here on the mountain. We got about 35 degrees. We just headed down into the woods to harvest some logs. I've got a whole bunch of ash that are standing dead that the emerald ash borer's got a hold of. There's a few maple that tops are rotting out of. I don't know if it's some sort of blight or root rot or what, but we got some maple that are dying. And we also have some, I noticed some beech leaf disease showing up last spring. So I'm going to head down, cut some down, and bring them up to the sawmill. And I thought I'd record a little kind of a day in the life of a backwoods hobby sawmill operator kind of video. I try to only cut down trees that are going to end up on the ground in a few years anyways, kind of a sustainable harvesting kind of thing. And I don't need a whole bunch of lumber, just building sheds and chicken coops and pole barns and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys find this entertaining, and I'll bring you back when I get set up and get cutting some trees down. Okay, so here's the first tree I'm going to cut down today. It's a old dead ash. It's pretty big. You can see the tops all rotten out of it. Hopefully the log's still good for lumber. So let me get you put back out of harm's way and get to cutting. It's not leaning the way I want it to, so I'm going to have to try to wedge it over. See how well I can do this. I know it doesn't really look it here, but the tree is leaning to the left quite far. You'll notice when I start to wedge it over that I actually have to lift it up pretty far to get it to fall to the right towards the trail. If I go to the left, then I'm going to have to get a whole bunch of chain and do a lot of dragging because I can't get the tractor all the way in there without cutting down a lot of trees. I really don't want to. Don't take this as a tutorial on how to cut a tree down. I'm by no means an expert. This is just how I do it. I have yet to master the art of making my cuts line up where they should, so I end up going from either side. So the last thing I want is to have them misaligned and have the tree fall on crooked or something. So I know it takes a little while. I take my time and make sure my cuts line up. Here I'm just checking to make sure my cut on the far side is going to hit where I want it to. If you're wondering, this is a Husqvarna Rancher 460. I have bigger saws, but when I'm actually falling a tree, I like something a little bit smaller and slower. It takes longer to make mistakes if you run in a slower saw. Run something too big, you end up cutting so fast and it makes it hard to catch your mistakes. So here I've got my wedge cut out, and I'm just going to pop it out real quick. Now I'm going to score a line to make sure my back cut lines up all the way across both sides of the wedge cut. Again, I'm horrible at making my cuts line up. There's an art to that I just haven't figured out yet. And I'm just taking my time, making sure I'm not cutting too far. Keep looking up to make sure the tree's not starting to move. Tapping the wedge in and watching the tree move, so I know the tree's cut up. I don't want to cut anymore and have it risk falling sideways, so just keep tapping the wedge in, watching the top of the tree move. Now I know I've got it. There it goes.
Well, we're certainly not going to look at the hinge on that, because that is not pretty. But it is on the ground. Looks like it might be a little soft in the middle, but hopefully up near the top it'll be a little more solid. So let's get it cut up and I'll show you how I hook it to the tractor.
I'm just checking the tree out to see where I want to make my cuts for the log. There's a little bit of crook down there. No sense in putting on the mill, so I just cut a small section out of it to make sure everything left is straight. And yeah, you can see I get the bar pinched. If it's not pinched too bad, you can just pull it out. If it's pinched too bad, you got to go get a saw, another saw, and get it cut out. And you can see I'm always forgetting my tape measure, so I just pace it off. My foot is about 12 inches long, so I just pace off about 9 feet or so and cut it off. And this is my G372, a little bit bigger saw than the 460. I don't mind using a bigger saw to cut the logs up.
Well, let me go get the straps and we'll get some to the tractor.
So the way I drag these out of the woods is I hook a chain to them and drag them behind the tractor. But when I do that, that lifts up on the front end and ends up losing traction. So what I do is I've got the forks on the front. I will load one log on the forks, help get some weight on the front end, and then I will hook the logs on the back side. And I don't know if you saw what I did there. I just laid the straps parallel to the log, and then when I rolled the log over, half the strap was sticking out the other side. So now I'll bring the tractor over and see if I can maneuver it in to get the straps over the forks. Now let's see if I can get the straps over the forks this way. Well, there's that. Looks like I'm pretty well centered, we'll find out. So I've got chains, I'll hook onto the next 3 logs down there with the backhoe and start dragging. So the first thing I got to do is get all 3 logs lined up end to end. So I got to drag this one back and that one back. So I'll use the backhoe here. Well, there's the first one. Probably should have put the chain around this one before I got the other log in the way. But I can reach my hands underneath it. I doubt you can see what I'm doing because the camera's way down there. So there's 1 chain, 2 chain. And I don't know if this chain will be long enough, if I'm going to have to double up. I might be able to back the tractor up far enough to get to it. Now I can get to that. Okay, let's see how that pulls. Yeah, ran out of stroke on the backhoe, so I'll take it over and get another bite. Might as well move the camera, or cameras. Now let's see if that'll stay. It's not how you're supposed to hook a chain, but it's what I got to work with. So we'll try it again. This chain doesn't have a small enough hook to hook back to the chain. It's got a larger hook and it wraps all the way around it. I'm not sure exactly what the name of the hook is, but so I've got to wrap it around and hook it back over. Maybe now it'll stay. Yeah, this is kind of a long drawn out process, but when you don't have a skidder, you kind of make do with what you got. Now I'll show you how I hook them to drag them out of the woods. So let me reposition the cameras again. This way I can get all 4 logs out of the woods at one time. See how big that hook is? I went that way. Now hopefully I can pick it up and move it over to the other 2. That's supposed to fit down in there, but it doesn't. I'll try it there. This chain here. And this chain here. And we'll see if the backhoe will even pick them all up. All right. So there they're hooked. Let's see how they drag out of here. And it looks like the snow's starting to come down. It's okay. I'm dressed way too warm for being out here in this weather anyways. See if I can get out of here without losing a log or running into this tree that's right in front of me. It's the only problem. Having an 8-foot wide log on the front of the tractor is trying to sharp corners. Yeah, looks like I might lose that middle log. Whoops. Guess I'm going to lose the other log. So let me rehook. Now let's see how they go. Slow down so I can maneuver the front end between some of these tight trees. This 8 or 9 foot wide log hanging off the front. Some of them I can push through, some of them I can't. I gotta zigzag through them. Hopefully I'm not losing any logs off the back. I've got to watch what I'm going in front here. And also hopefully I got some music playing or something so you're not just listening to this tractor whine the whole time I'm dragging these things out of the woods. And I'll probably fast forward through a lot of And a reminder that when you're out in the woods working like this, make sure you drink lots of water. Even if it's cool, you work up a sweat, you'll be dehydrated. Zigzagging through the trees again. Again, I don't want to cut any trees down that I don't have to, so I just make sure the log on the forks isn't over about 9 feet or so, about as wide as I can maneuver through the trees. Having the straps on there is nice if you do have to pump a tree. The straps move rather than sliding the log right off the side of the forks, which happens quite often, especially if they're wet. Paint on the forks is so slippery, the log will just slide right off. When we get to actually loading up the sawmill, I'll show you exactly why I bought the straps. Just helps a little bit. Loading logs like this. Actually, I'm going to unhook the ones on the back here. If I can get the chains to cooperate. Looks like I'm leaking some fluid. I wonder if my hose come loose. I'll have to check that. No, I didn't get centered on the log very well, but we can fix that. Chains unhooked. So again, I can't get the straps under the log. So what you do is you take your strap, lay it parallel to the log. So you get the strap coming out about where you want it to come out on the forks. So you make a little L, tuck the other end up underneath the log. So again, making an L, tuck it up underneath the log. This strap coming out, look pretty centered. And when you roll the log, there's your straps. And if I position the tractor right, I can just put them right up over the forks. Nope, I'm gonna have to pull forward. Nope, I got it. That'll stay. And trip and fall. Don't think I got centered very well. Let's see how it picks up. Yeah, that'll work. Take it over to the pile. And I should be putting stickers or something between the logs so I can get the straps up underneath them when I go to load them on the sawmill. Okay, that strap's off. Do it. Only one strap come off. So if you leave your strap on the forks, see how this one's stuck? No, not really stuck, but if it was really stuck, leave the strap on there, and when you throw your bucket, pulls the strap right out. And we can back up and get the last log loaded on the pile. And while I'm here, I'll try to remember to throw the chains in the bucket so I don't end up losing them in the dirt. Well, leaving the straps hanging like this helps me center it on the log. Okay, let's see how well that worked. That's not too bad. So once again, we'll make my L and tuck it up under the log. Make my L, tuck it up under the log, and roll the log. And of course, I'm rolling it uphill because why wouldn't I? So my strap. And go here, might as well put them up there. Roll this side so I get my strap. And over the forks. Look at that. There we go. Let's see, grab my chains. See if the straps will come out without having to yank them. Oh yeah, look at that. That'll come right out. This one we're going to need a little help. And there you have it. Logs on the pile, all ready to go in the sawmill. See if I can make you dizzy by moving around too much. There they are. A bunch of ash, some maple. Stuff here, a little soft on the outside, but the core looks pretty good. Same thing here. But you never know what the grain's going to look like up inside until you get them milled. There's the bigger one. Oh, that's right, I wasn't going to show my hinge because it's ugly. That one's ugly too. So hopefully you enjoyed this part of it. I'm probably going to end up being way too long of a video to put the whole day in one video, but if it is, this will be the end of this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.